This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm a very cold Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. You can tell because I'm wearing a jacket on the stage, which is weird. But anyway, this is where all of you go into the comments and let me know how I'm being ridiculous because it's 30 or 40 degrees colder wherever you are. Either way, please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Now, before we get to the news, real quick, I want to talk about the Intergalactic Lounge Singer. Intergalactic Lounge Singer Collector's Edition, as I predicted on Monday, is gone. We have no more. All 150 are finished. But we do still have a few hundred of the regular edition. In the regular edition, you still get this. What I'm showing you now is what you get. So you get the Lounge Singer, his amazing Astro organ, it comes off, by the way, if you don't want to take it places. And he's very, very cute. Get him now before he's gone. But then, of course, you guys have been busy. I didn't expect this at all, but we showed our posters on Monday, and you guys have been gobbling them up. I mean, they are cool. I totally get it. But we have lots of other merchandise from our promising Tomorrow's event, celebrating 30 years of New Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom and 50 years of Space Mountain around the world. We still have a couple. You guys, these were more popular than I thought. We're quickly running out of the Space Mountain 50th stress balls. We're not running out of these yet, but they are selling very quickly. We still have the event magnet, which has Skippy from Alien Encounter, and then the Alien Encounter 30th anniversary sticker. And then those two, Billy can show these now. We have those two prints. One is Imagineer Tim Delaney did a great piece that starts with John Hench's original sketch for Space Mountain and then features the 4 Space Mountains around the world. Tim did a beautiful job on that. And then Paul Osterhout was nice enough to let us scan his original Imagineering New Tomorrowland poster. And so we have that as well for you if you want to pick those up. Again, everything available at carouselofproducts.com. And I know people are asking, it's a pre-order for Intergalactic Lounge Singer. He's somewhat complicated to make, and it's going to take a hot minute. We expect somewhere between April and June he will ship. So it could be as early as April, could be as late as June. Honestly, it depends. You know, a lot happens, you know, on the boat on the way over to this country. So you never know when they're going to arrive. But nonetheless, you can pre-order them. Now, we do expect to be sold out. You know, I don't know how soon, but they're going very fast. Here now the news for January 22nd, 2025. Buona Bob's and the outdoor vending cart near the entrance of Adventureland in the Magic Kingdom have been moved as some of the final plain pavement sections are prepared for replacement. Starting back in the summer of 2024, Disney has slowly been replacing all of the pavement in Adventureland one section at a time. Now it appears this front area near the entrance of the land has been prepped for an update. This right area is usually home to a food kiosk as well as Buona Bob's, which is a small merchandise stand selling hats and ear headbands and things of that sort. Both kiosks have now been pushed back while they start scoring this pavement. Obviously, the scoring indicates that it's about to go. So this might be the end of this project finally. This might be the last little section. There may be little pieces here and there still to do, not that we could see, but they should be finally reaching the end of this repaving project. Rolling planters have been set up around the seating area of Tortuga Tavern in Adventureland at the Magic Kingdom. During a recent visit, we observed that rolling planters have been set up around the restaurant. The planters span the entire length of the seating area at the currently closed venue. And while guests can walk through the entryway to the area where you used to order your food, the rolling planters have completely closed off access to the seating area. The registers are still in place with tarps covering them, and menu boards and light fixtures are still hanging there. But peeking through the planters, it appears that refurbishment work is underway behind the shrub barrier. The structural pillars are wrapped in plastic near the bottom and secured with pieces of red tape. And the refurbishment work could mean an eventual reopening of the quick service location. Strangely enough, at the beginning of this month, we reported that the official Walt Disney World website had operating hours listed for the restaurant beginning January 1st, but it failed to open as expected. Now it is listed as there's no opening date listed. It's been closed since June of 2024. It was temporarily a shop for a little while as well. As refurbishment continues on the Astro Orbiter at the Magic Kingdom, the planets and rocket ship vehicles have all been removed. The planets and rocket ships typically are attached to the structure of the Astro Orbiter, but again, they've been pulled down. And during the ride, the rocket vehicles will blast off into the air and guests will begin orbiting a galaxy of planets. But again, those planets are now nowhere to be seen. The Astro Orbiter closed for its refurb on January 13th and is scheduled to reopen in the summer of 2025. Every several years, these spinner flat rides kind of have to do a full deconstruct and reconstruct in order to get these things spinning and moving correctly again. And so hopefully that's what's happening. Now this is one of the longer refurbs for Astro Orbiter. So hopefully they'll get those planets spinning again. This is always what happens. They fix them, they break, and then they wait until the 6 or 8 month long refurb to finally get them back in motion. The Voices of Liberty, the a cappella group at the American Adventure in EPCOT, debuted their new costumes made from recycled materials just last week. The debut was part of the opening day of the EPCOT International Festival of the Arts. The Voices used to wear colonial costumes for every performance. However, when they returned to the Rotunda after COVID-19, they ditched that garb for modern blue and red outfits, kind of just, average dress clothes is how I would describe it. During the Festival of the Holidays, of course, they continued to wear their Dickens caroler costumes, but the new costumes were designed to be distinct from one another in tribute to the way the a cappella performances feature distinct voices coming together to create a harmony. Materials used were made from 50% or more recycled materials and dyed colors reflective of a vintage American flag. There's an array of costumes ranging in colors from red and pink to blue and gold. You can watch a full video of the Voices of Liberty performing in their new costumes right here on our channel. The newest annual Passholder magnet featuring Ray from The Princess and the Frog is now available at EPCOT. The magnet can be picked up at the Creation Shop from January 21st through February 28th during regular park hours. A sign outside of the Creation Shop directs guests to the distribution location. Also noted on the sign is that all pass holders must be present to pick up their magnet and should have their annual pass and photo ID ready. Cast members in the shop will then scan the annual pass and check the photo ID before handing guests the magnet. The magnet features Ray, the Firefly from The Princess and the Frog. He's smiling up at Evangeline inside of the iconic Walt Disney World D. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. And the best part is their concierge services are 100%. You can hear them at home, but they all said free. So book today. The Voyage of the Little Mermaid Marquee has been removed from the front of the attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios. In December, we reported that the Marquee had been repaired and would likely be staying for the new show, which is called The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure. At that time, they had replaced the Marquee's backdrop, which had become very faded, while the sign for the show stayed the same. During our recent visit, though, the sign is now completely gone. Weird. The removal could possibly be to replace the Marquee with a completely new one, or maybe they're just going to refurbish this into one for the new show. We don't really know. Either way, it's weird that they put up a new backdrop and then took the whole thing down. That was a very weird decision. But The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure will be located in the same theater in the animation courtyard that the former Voyage of the Little Mermaid show used to be in. That show, of course, never reopened after Walt Disney World closed due to the pandemic. Disney announced the new show back in late 2023 and claimed the theater would be refreshed. The show was set to debut last fall but was delayed till this year. The modified single-rider line for groups of 2 at Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run at Hollywood Studios is now closed. Earlier this month, we reported that a modified version of the single-rider line at Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run was being tested, and instead of the line being for parties of 1, the test allowed for parties of 2 to join. The single-rider line is located on the left of the regular standby line and lightning lane, and it skips the pre-show with Hondo Onaka. The signage for the line still reads single rider, but cast members were allowing parties of 2 as well. As per a cast member at the attraction, the testing of the parties of 2 has now ended and the line has returned to being for parties of 1. It's unclear whether this will return later. We've seen this a lot with, of course, with Rise of the Resistance. That single rider line has been on and off and on and off and on and off. I assume it's going to be the same thing here, where maybe it's just something they decide, it's like, okay, we can do it this week. Oh, we don't know about this week. I don't know. It's just going to be a case-by-case basis for Disney when they want to run it. That's my assumption, but we'll have to wait and see what the truth is. The race themes for the 2025 Run Disney Wine and Dine Marathon Weekend at Walt Disney World have been revealed and feature different eats of the day. The weekend includes a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and the 2-course challenge. The key art for each race features a different Disney character with food, and it actually, the medals progress through the day. So Mulan and Mushu start with breakfast. They're the inspiration for the 5K. Mushu's rice porridge breakfast is featured at the center, with the eggs and bacon forming a 5K. Olaf from Frozen is on the 10K art, surrounded by fruits, vegetables, and cheese. He's having a picnic for lunch. Lady and the Tramp are featured on the half marathon art with a bowl of pasta and breadsticks depicting the 13.1 miles. And then the 2-course challenge is dessert, featuring flora, fauna, and Merryweather, along with a blue and pink cake noting the 19.3 miles. The Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend will take place from October 23rd to the 26th of 2025. Each race will have its own unique finisher medal. Registration will begin on February 11th of 2025 at 10 a.m., with registration for Club Run Disney Gold and Platinum beginning on February 4th. I think I might be doing the half marathon again. I'm a big Lady and the Tramp fan. I don't know if people know this. I don't talk about it a lot, but I love Lady and the Tramp. And so there's a really cute Lady and the Tramp medal, it looks like. And so maybe I'm going to do it. I'm also doing the Disneyland Halloween half this year too. So maybe I got a couple in me this year. We'll see. I'm not doing the 2-course thing again, or because that was nonsense. I was very sore about halfway through the half marathon because of running the day before for the 10K. So I don't think that's the best idea. I feel confident running a half marathon on its own. But I think running multiple races in a weekend is not something I am in the shape to do at this time. In a post on Instagram, Disney Eats has announced new additions to the dinner menu at Red Rose Tavern at Disneyland. Dinner is served from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the tavern each night. There's the Veggie Fantasyland Fare Fold, which is plant-based for $13.99. The Veggie Fantasyland Fare Fold is a flour tortilla, say it 5 times fast, filled with cauliflower, quinoa, arugula, hash browns, cheese, and chili lime aioli. The Burger Fantasyland Fare Fold is a flour tortilla filled with seasoned ground beef, hash browns, cheese, white cheese sauce, and burger sauce. And the Chicken Fantasyland Fare Fold is $13.99. It's also available with a spicy chicken patty. Is a flour tortilla filled with a chicken patty, hash browns, cheese, white cheese sauce, and pickle aioli. There's then a salted caramel butter cake sundae for $8.49, which is topped with vanilla ice cream, salted caramel, and pretzel sticks, because nothing says Beauty and the Beast like folded tortillas. Who can forget that famous scene where Lumiere says, "Be our guest to a tortilla"? Disney share. Anyway, in fairness, shouldn't there be a Toy Story restaurant? Remember Toy Story 3? Mr. Potato Head becomes Mr. Tortilla Head. It's like one of my favorite moments in movie history. Why don't we have a Mr. Tortilla Head dish in Woody's Lunchbox? Come on, man. Disney shared a photo of the freshly installed sign for a new retail space, the Disney Storyland Boutique, and we took some additional photos of the facade ourselves this week. The black sign features Disney Storyland spelled out in fun white letters against colorful squares, and boutique is in a simple sans serif typeface. Since the construction walls have been removed, we can get a better look at the building's facade. The exterior is mostly plain with wide open windows to let in plenty of light. Disney simply said on Instagram, "A magical new addition is almost here. Stay tuned for more details on this new retail space coming soon." Disney Storyland Boutique will join other new Disney store concepts at downtown Disney District like D-Lander Shop and Avengers Reserve, which all opened recently as part of the district's ongoing reimagining. Meanwhile, the new Disney Wonderful World of Sweets will open at the downtown Disney District today at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And before the official opening, Disney shared a look inside the shop. And don't worry, we're recording this earlier in the day. We will have coverage for you, hopefully later today, of that shop. But colorful storefront, you'll find a colorful storefront with large signage reading the Disney Wonderful World of Sweets, and there's gold-framed glass doors surrounded by pink and gold decor, and inside, the shelves brim with various sweets. Inside, there's a big blue rug with gold designs and a pink border, and past that, we could see a mobile checkout counter and walls of sweets. There are giant colorful lollipop swirls on the ceiling, and similar swirls make up some of the display stand supports. and a colorful candy castle is above one wall. Disney also shared a look at some of the shop's treats and souvenirs. It looks like the Wonderful World of Sweets will have a unique treat character with a smiling face and Mickey ears. Cake pops in a souvenir bucket are shaped like this character, or characters in this case. And the shop will also have caramel apples inspired by Mickey and Minnie, and caramel popcorn in a Disney Wonderful World of Sweets branded bag. Of course, that is made with Werther's caramel. Disney previously said treats will include churro toffee, caramel apples, sour balls, lollipops, packaged confections, and freshly made Werther's original caramel popcorn. Disney Wonderful World of Sweets will have an exhibition kitchen viewable from both inside and out. Again, opening later today. They're making progress quick on all this downtown Disney expansion. Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, along with co-chairman Alan Bergman, will speak at this year's South by Southwest 2025 conference. The conference will take place from March 7th through the 15th, 2025 in Austin, Texas. D'Amaro and Bergman will host a session called The Future of World Building at Disney. At this time, the date and the time of the panel have yet to be announced. According to South by Southwest, Disney tells stories fans love, invites them into worlds they never dreamed possible, and then makes those places real. Join Disney Experiences Chairman Josh D'Amaro, Disney Entertainment Co-Chairman Alan Bergman, and special guests as they show the convergence of imagination, innovation, and the future of experiential storytelling. Of course, South by Southwest is an annual event that takes place every March. The event is widely attended by professionals from around the world and offers a wide range of activities, including informative sessions from keynote speakers, musical and comedic performances, film screenings, and various other networking opportunities. If we can talk about this for a moment and try to dissect and figure out what this all means. Now, it is possible they'll reveal something about some project or announce some big project, but what I would expect at this time is we have still not heard a lot about I don't even know what to call it at this point, but the metaverse, the Disney metaverse or whatever project that's in conjunction with the people that make Fortnite. We still haven't heard a lot about this. South by Southwest feels like the place for that to be talked about, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they talk about what's on the way from Disney Parks Experiences and Products as well. But that's my expectation. I could be wrong, and we don't have to wait too much longer to find out. We'll keep you in the loop. Stay tuned. Disney Cruise Line has announced an increase in recommended gratuities taking effect for all sailings beginning January 23rd or later. For non-concierge guests, Disney Cruise Line is increasing the recommended prepaid gratuities by $1.50 per person per day. This increases the gratuities for the assistant dining room server, the dining room server, and the stateroom host or hostess. The total recommended gratuity is $16 per person per day. For concierge guests, the recommended increase is $3.75 per person per day. And in addition to the positions listed above, this includes an increase for the assistant, stateroom host or hostess, and the concierge lounge team positions. The recommended gratuity is now $27.25 per person per day, and guests who have already prepaid gratuities for an upcoming sailing will not increase to the new pricing. As the demolition of the original Space Mountain and construction of the new one continues, work is now visible from inside of Tokyo Disneyland. Tokyo Disneyland's original Space Mountain, which opened with the park in 1983, closed permanently back in July of last year. Work had already begun on its replacement behind it in Tomorrowland. All the old attraction spires now, though, and most of the iconic white paneling are gone. Some of the basic framework of the conical Space Mountain building remains, with a few strips of white on the front and back, but the actual coaster and several structural beams are all gone. From outside the park, we could see a construction vehicle within the attraction's footprint, and inside Tokyo Disneyland, guests can now see straight through the old Space Mountain to the new one. What a strange sight to see a Space Mountain demolished. The construction walls on the right leading to Space Mountain block Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, which closed also back in October. It will be replaced by a Wreck-It Ralph shooting attraction next year. The two sets of construction walls meet with a garage door leading backstage, and remnants of the old Space Mountain will likely be gone within just a few weeks' time. Meanwhile, work continues on the new Space Mountain, rumored to be subtitled Earthrise. The attraction will open in 2027. This length of steel framing on the side will be the top of a curved tier of the mountain. There's a gap in the framework around the top tier, offering us a minimal view inside. Much of the outside is surrounded by scaffolding and dark scrim, and more square structures jut out from the back of the building. These won't be visible in the park, but they will be visible likely from the monorail. This concept art you're looking at now shows the shape of the new Space Mountain building, as well as the new Tomorrowland Plaza that'll take over the former Space Mountain's footprint. The Oriental Land Company is spending approximately 56 billion yen, or $437 million, on the project. The Central Japan Railway Company, JR Central, and the Oriental Land Company have teamed up for another Fantasy Springs bullet train, this one dubbed the Wonderful Dream Shinkansen. The Wonderful Dream Shinkansen will be in service from February 21st of 2025 to September of 2025. The first Fantasy Springs train, the Magical Journey Shinkansen, began operations in October and is scheduled to continue service until the beginning of June 2025. The Wonderful Dreams train uses some of the same colors and imagery as the other, but in different designs and on a different service route. The lead car will have a blue wrap around the windows with pixie dust across the top around the Fantasy Springs and Tokyo Disney Sea logos. The characters of Fantasy Springs, namely Rapunzel, Peter Pan, Anna, and Elsa, are pictured to one side of the blue section, and other cars will have similar designs with different groups of characters. The headrest covers inside the train are dark blue with Fantasy Springs artwork of Rapunzel, Peter Pan, Anna, and Elsa in their lands. A table sticker design features a guest looking out over the waters and lands of Fantasy Springs. A second table sticker design is dark blue with the golden Fantasy Springs logo. They both have QR codes that lead you to the Fantasy Springs page of the Tokyo Disney Resort website. Meanwhile, I See the Light from Tangled will play aboard the train. The Wonderful Dream Shinkansen is a N700A series train. It'll run on the Tokaido Shinkansen line between Tokyo and Shin Osaka. It'll operate mainly as the Hikari and Kodama trains. For the full operation schedule, you can visit the Wonderful Dream Shinkansen page. Fantasy Springs is the 8th port at Tokyo Disney Sea. It opened back in June of 2024. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more, including discounted admission to a live taping of this show. Tickets available at events.wdwnt.com. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching and make this show happen each and every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.